Welcome back to Obsolete Gaming.
Right, billionaires. We was talking about Warren Buffett.
Who's that?
And what we were saying was...
I hope I'm recording this.
I hope you're recording this. You just get sound and no gameplay. A lot of his strategy was... he buys into already established companies.
Who's this, sorry?
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
That's his... So he's the guy you're on about. And then he tends to turn them around. So like he brought places like Burger King when they were in administration and turned them round. And Heinz weren't in trouble, but he brought Heinz recently. And one of his biggest regrets...
He bought Heinz, a massive company that has fed Britain for decades. And I'll buy them.
Pretty much. I think they
feel
were
like spending some money today.
Like 8 billion or something he paid for Heinz. Like not a controlling stake.
Yeah,
be like 15%.
Yeah.
You know. So he owns them, and one of his biggest regrets was buying shares in Tesco.
Regrets?
Yep.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because not long after he brought them, shares in Tesco started to tank. So I think he just brought them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So you know when Aldi...
So they were high at the time.
Not so much they were high,
shares.
but I think it was more... I think we just hit the recession, and then shops like Aldi and Lidl started taking over. Whereas Tesco already had the reputation of being like good value.
Well, I know that Tesco for a while were trying to break into the Chinese market and were just failing completely, to the point where I think they've now actually pulled out of China again because they just didn't take off there.
They did South Korea as well. They had South Korea for a while.
I don't know about anywhere else. They are in America, I think, Tesco.
No, not anymore. They pulled out there.
They pulled out there as well, did they? Oh, right.
So, yeah, they're not having a good time of it, really.
Safeway's still a thing in America. For anyone in Britain who remembers Safeway before Morrison's bought it, right? If you had a local Safeway, it's now Morrison's probably. It's still going in America, and that really surprises me.
I don't know if it might not be the same Safeways, surely.
No, it's the same company.
Is it the same company?
Yeah.
I didn't know they went out to America.
Yeah. Well, they might have been American, or like owned by an American company, like Walmart.
Right. Yeah.
And just like they tried it in Britain for a bit. Didn't really work out how they wanted after a while, or they went on for so long.
Well, no, because the guy
and then the Morrisons just bought them off them.
The guy that sold Safeway retired.
Did he?
Yeah, that was his plan: to sell Safeways and retire.
Yeah.
So it might be the other way around. He might have started in the UK and opened a couple of stores to start off in America, and he got to whatever 70, 75 years old and went, fuck it, I can't bother anymore.
Yeah.
So I'll just take me 2.6 billion from the sale, and I'll go and retire in my little plot of land somewhere.
It's alright, isn't it, for doing that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Don't worry, in a few years' time, I'll own the business I work for now, the generic supermarket brand.
You probably could, actually, the way they're going at the minute. Because I read a lot about
that very much.
Well, they are struggling.
Yeah, but every business struggles by,
Well,
in all honesty.
When I say they're struggling, it's like, we'll name them, fuck it.
To them, struggling is not making as much profit as last time, but still in like millions of pounds of
profit a quarter. Oh no, but we should be hitting 500 million.
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
So technically they're struggling, because they're having to close shops to sustain it.
True, but they are opening new... like smaller shops, like basically convenience stores.
Yeah, the convenience stores, yeah. I mean, it was like when I was working in the gambling industry, and you was hearing Ladbrokes shutting 100 odd stores and Coral's shutting 50 stores, and they were saying, because they put the tax up, they're having to close these stores, but what they didn't tell them was that Coral's opened an extra 100 stores that year, so it was a net opening of 50 stores, and Ladbrokes I think did that 150 as well, so it was a net gain of 50 stores. So they weren't losing any stores from it.
No.
They were just using that as an excuse to just pump media going, oh yeah, what the government's doing to us is awful.
Yeah.
When, no, because you're clearly still making the money.
Lots of money.
Very lots of money.
Very lots of money.
Very lots.
Very lots of all the monies.
Honestly, gambling, if you can get into it, if you could learn how to make books in gambling, fuck me mate, you're set for life. Because you could sit at home, sit on Betfred.
That'll be a new series on Obsolete Gaming, Sue, where Richard tells you how to make all the bookies poor and you very rich.
No, because you'd need a hell of a lot of money sitting behind you. You could, but you'd need like 10 grand and you'll be making 1% a day on it. So it's not...
Still, 1% of 10 grand a day is 100 quid. I wouldn't mind making £100 a day at all.
Yeah, but have you got 10 grand to be able to start it? And have you got the know-how to be able to set the books, to be able to create it, to make your £1?
And this is why Richard is going to be doing a tutorial on how to make money from the bookies.
because I can't. Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here with you, would I?
True.
So, but it just takes... But if you could do that, then you'd just be set, because then people... Because it's 4 or 5 people sitting in a room creating books, 4 bookies. That's the whole business.
Yeah.
If at any point they just went, nah, fuck it, I can't bother, then they just walk out. But this is why they get paid mega money to stay.
Yeah.
You know. So, amazing industry to be in, you know, just the complexities of the industry.
Yeah.
It's
the complexities
phenomenal.
of robbing money off stupid people.
Well, no, that's not complex at all. That's very easy.
I suppose. But making it look like they could win.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's all you're doing. But then again, a lot of people that do it are doing it because it's habit. So whereas we'd go down the pub,
Yeah.
their parents took them to the bookies.
Yeah.
You know, and they'd follow all the horse racing and everything like that anyway. So they knew all the horses, they knew the stables, they knew the guys training them, they knew the jockeys riding on them, they knew all of that.
They knew when he had a shit before the
Pretty
race,
yeah.
to make him live that a little bit lighter.
So whereas I suppose we'd associate that with football, you know, like you follow your teams, you know who's the manager, you know what the players are like, you know who you're going up against. So that's how it was with horse racing then.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. You just because you haven't grown up that way, you don't understand it, do you?
I just woke up the hobo.
Oh, you bastard!
I didn't realise he was there. I just ran over him. Sorry, hobo man.
We'll have to give him a name. What's the name? Nobby. We'll call him Nobby.
Nobby the Tramp. Yeah, I remember Nobby the Tramp.
Yes, I have a picture of Nobby the Tramp on my PlayStation.
That I put on there, I think.
On there, yeah.
Explain Nobby the Tramp.
So, if you grew up in Peterborough, I think, what is it? It was Orton.
It was near Ferry Meadows, wherever that
I'm
is.
trying to think of the pub. Is it the Gordon Arms?
Yeah, the Gordon Arms, yeah,
That's
that was
it.
it. And between the Gordon Arms and the Granary.
Yeah. So, if you know that road in Peterborough, but then you remember the bus shelter where Nobby used to live.
Yeah.
And he lived there for years.
Yeah.
Years and years and years.
It's quite a sad story what happened to him.
Well, there's always rumours. I must have heard about 3 or 4 different stories.
I only heard one.
Go on, what's the story you know?
The story I heard about Nobby the Tramp was that he used to be like, you know, just an average guy with a wife and 2 kids. And there was a house fire and his wife and kids died in it.
Yeah.
And because of that he was ended up homeless without any family and just lived on the streets for forever more. And then eventually, I mean, I don't know what happened to him after that, because one day he just wasn't in the bus stop anymore.
Yeah.
And I heard that he'd got like a little flat somewhere, but I don't know how true any of that is really. But that's what I'd heard.
See, I'd heard that one before. The other one I heard was he was a multi-millionaire, and he just went a bit eccentric, a bit over the top, and just decided he wanted to live in the bus shelter.
Oh, okay.
You know, just as an eccentrics do. You know,
Yeah.
so he still had all the millions in the bank that he'd already had,
Yeah.
but he just lived on the streets
I
instead.
don't know. That seems a bit far fetched to me.
Why not? You know,
But if you're that crazy, how would you make that much money to begin with?
He could have inherited it.
I guess. I don't know.
But
Still
that's it.
seems ill-informed to me.
Yeah, but it's just a story about a guy who lives in a bus shelter. It could just be a case of he was a crackhead who ended up on the streets.
He could have been that.
You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
Simple.
We're just overcomplexing it. Is that the right word? Overcomplicated.
Overcomplicating, yeah.
So yeah. But growing up, you don't see that on the Facebook pages. You know, if you grew up in the 90s.
I think there was a Facebook page at some point. I don't know if it's still about, like as a tribute to Nobby the Tramp.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking.
Poor Nobby. Is his name actually Nobby?
No, of course not. I don't know what his real name would be, but
No, just everyone knew him as Nobby the Tramp.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd always see people there talking to him as well. That's weird.
I never saw anyone
Did you not?
I saw once a woman waiting at that bus stop with him, looking really awkward. That's all I ever saw.
Well, yeah, bitch was at his home.
Yeah,
You
pretty
just go and
much.
stand at someone's house and wait for a bus. How rude was she?
I know, you fucking selfish bitch. Get out my house.
Exactly. Oh, it's when I feel like I don't want to start another topic because we've got like 15 seconds for this episode to end.
Well, yeah, go on and end it. We'll end it here in the next episode.
We'll give you the extra 10 seconds. We'll compensate.
Yes, in the next episode we're going to take this truck and save Aidan O'Malley to then kill him.
Oh, brilliant. I don't know who Aidan O'Malley is.
I think it's Derek's friend.
Oh, you forgot about that. But in the next episode I'll have to remind him.
Well, I don't know. Packy was here with us. Beep, beep.